Why are so many people buying into sports card breaks these days?
It's autoed. It's autoed.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Today we are going to dive into the psychology behind the phenomenon of card breaks, the massive growth over the last 10 years. Stick around. Sports card hobby family, it is another day. It's another sports card video. We got a fun topic today. I'm excited to kind of go through card breaks. As you know, if you watch my channel, I am not a card breaker. I'm not somebody that's bought into breaks, but I do appreciate kind of the ecosystem that is the sports card hobby. I'm a singles buyer, buy a lot of single cards. And so without breaks, especially on expensive product, a lot of those singles never get to auction, never get to market for singles buyers like myself. Before I dive in, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com, the 35 million plus card inventory, a treasure trove for collectors looking for a wide range of options to suit every taste and preference. The user-friendly COMC interface allows you to filter and search for cards with ease, ensuring you find exactly what cards you're looking for, whether it's marble cards or baseball cards, basketball cards, all sorts of things. It's all on COMC, the OG vault in the sports card hobby. I've got links in the video description as well as in the pinned comments to take you there. All right, I saw a great post over the weekend by Break Comp Cards on Instagram. This is an account that I'm fairly new to over the last few months, but I like the service that they offer, free service as far as I know, and they call themselves the kayak of the sports card hobby. And if you don't know what kayak is or what they're referring to there, kayak.com for travel. If you're looking to book flights and hotels and all that sort of thing, Kayak is one of those kind of Priceline type sites that helps you to figure out, the lowest price for this package or that package and so forth. So they are essentially doing that on the breaking side. So if there's a new product coming out, they're compiling information and trying to show you how much the cost is for breaks, who's expensive, who's not. Plus, there might be some varying factors there as to, are there bonuses, giveaways as part of that price? That's something to always keep in consideration. Price point, of course, a huge factor with anything, when buying anything. But there are other factors as well to keep in mind. All right, so let's first start off the psychology of sports card breaks. And I kind of like how he put this. It's the idea of pooling resources to open up what have really become very expensive boxes, packs, etc., especially for a lot of new product. But on the high end, I think the high end is really where, if you're looking at Transcendent, if you're looking at Flawless or National Treasures, the idea that any individual is going to be able to go out and buy a box, especially if you're just trying to pull cards of your favorite team. I'm a huge New Orleans Saints guy. Am I going to go out and buy a Flawless box in the hopes that I'm going to get, a Drew Brees card out of it, or a Dalton Hilliard card, or whatever the vets they've got in there, Bobby Hebert cards, out of the Flawless box? That's $5,000. It probably would make a lot more sense for me if I wanted the Saints cards, if I'm collecting the Saints cards, is to either A, buy into a break, or B, wait for the singles of those Saints cards, Marcus Colston, whoever, to come out onto the open market. The appeal of uncertainty. The unknown, of course, can be a huge rush. As I read this, I was kind of thinking, kind of similar to a blind date, or even just a date period. But a blind date, you really don't know. It's completely uncertain. You don't even know what the person looks like. With a regular date where you do know what the person looks like, there's that uncertainty of, how is this going to go? Are we going to hit it off? Is it going to be terrible? Are we going to just not connect whatsoever? That whole pull of uncertainty, you can look at that in different facets of life. Going to a movie or going to a theme park and riding that roller coaster. Is it going to be a fun experience? Is it going to be lame? That whole what is going to happen part of life creates, of course, a rush and adrenaline pull. Dopamine releasing. And Break Comp Cards talks about it here with that adrenaline rush. And you see it when you watch these breaks online. I think some of this is manufactured, but some of it is real emotion.
The factory sealed. Chris Paul, baby. Chris Paul.
Sour, please. I'm getting a heart attack. Sour,
The top comes off.
The top comes off. It's there.
What's in there?
Right now we will be
What is it, a
silent.
box of chocolates?
Okay, everyone calm down.
Chris Paul.
Next, he talks about social community and connection. I think this is a big thing too. I think people can really underestimate how difficult it is, especially as an adult, to make new friends. A lot of us, for me personally, I've got a handful of good friends, and some of them from childhood, some of them I've met as an adult. But for the most part, I've got a wife, 4 kids. I don't have lots of time for friends. I just don't. And so you might have a couple of guys, couple of gals, whatever, that you're hanging out with that are your friend group. So this is an activity where you've got like-minded people in the same place. You're looking for the same thing. You're looking for that big hit, or you're looking for, certain cards, the relic cards, the autograph cards, or the cards of your favorite team. There is community. You're pulling for each other, or maybe you're pulling against somebody. If you have a rival that also buys into breaks and is trying to get the same sort of cards, there is kind of a connection. There is community there. I do think that people underestimate, how difficult it can be sometimes as an adult to make those connections, to find like-minded people that are interested in the same sort of hobby. It's easier said than done. And then lastly, of course, the FOMO, the fear of missing out. We can all relate to this, whether it's breaks or whether it's buying singles. New product that comes out, or maybe there's a great price on a vintage card that you've been looking for, or a card that you don't see that often. The fear of missing out is the fear of, man, if I don't get it now, will I see it again, or will it be 2 years before I see it again? And so that prompts a sense of urgency. That makes us all urgent as to, oh my gosh, I've got to get into this. I think with breaks too, with new product, there's going to be excitement built around the new set, the new Prism product, the new Flawless, the new Topps Chrome, whatever that is coming out. And then, of course, you've got the new draft class that's associated. Now, if it's a ho-hum draft class, maybe there's not as much excitement. But even if there's 1 or 2 players in a ho-hum draft class, you'll still have people searching for those. But man, if you have kind of like this NFL draft that we just had, you had 6 quarterbacks taken in the first 12 picks. You've got electric wide receivers. You also have some good defensive players. You've got a stacked draft class. And of course, who's going to win in the end? Who's going to really enjoy this part? It's going to be the breakers. It's going to be the people that are opening packs, searching for their guy. Whoever that quarterback is that they believe in, that they want to speculate on, or they want to just buy it and grade it, flip it, whatever. But that's all part of the ecosystem, part of the fun is that new product, new draft class. And the fear of missing out is like, man, if I don't get into these, I'm not going to be able to get these cards, or I'm not going to get them at a decent price. And so the FOMO, the fear of missing out, is a big one. And he does reference to, you have to be careful. There, of course, is a gambling element to sports card breaks. It's just kind of with anything, moderation. Moderation is always key. There are folks that can get stuck in this rut where they're just buying into a break and they maybe get skunked, they maybe miss. They buy again, double down, triple down, like you might do at the blackjack table. And so I think you just have to kind of be mindful of what it is. You can also do this with, daily fantasy football. You can buy into the, or the daily or the weekly or whatever they call it, where you can just set a lineup for that particular week. You can buy in on the $1 buy-in, or you can buy in on the $100 buy-in. Some of them are a lot higher than that. And that's literally just you're picking a fantasy football team for that day, and you can win on it. There's a lot of sports betting, prop betting. There's all this. Sports betting is now legal in 30 states or something, 35 states. It seems to be a growing trend and way more accepted. The sports leagues are talking sports betting. All the commercials are all about, FanDuel or DraftKings or some sort of sports betting. MGM, I think, is one of them. All sorts of different sports betting things, and you're seeing the athletes are promoting it, so it's not as if this is just some sort of taboo topic like it used to be. It's really mainstream now, sports betting. And so sports card breaking has been on the rise. No real signs of slowing down whatsoever. The industry, the sports card hobby industry, really kind of has embraced this and made it into kind of a spectacle in a sense that, you want these breakers to be kind of opening up this stuff. It's exciting. We've got the new hits. We've got the new big cards or the new designs or whatever it is. And I think that can help propel the popularity or the excitement, around these products and these cards. And that's marketing in itself. So if you're a manufacturer, you're probably a fan of breaks because it's marketing. It is marketing for them. But let me know your thoughts on this. Nobody can deny the growth of sports card breaks. The popularity is there. Like it, love it, hate it. The popularity is there. There's a lot of people that are involved in it that are enjoying their time. And so we will have to see how that plays out down the road. All right, friends, thanks for hanging out with me today. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.